All right, so Brian and Tamaya, two of my former students, are on and they're going to be sharing some about their experience with the course. And you get to really just hear it from them because, first of all, Recipes, a rite of passage, stemmed from a team leadership course that was created to support adolescents, help them navigate through that tricky time in life, right? A lot of people looking back vote and always say, oh, I wish I had known this. I wish I had a little more practice with blank. I wish I had someone to tell me that I need to know about this, do this, how to make these kind of decisions. A lot of those soft skills, those social skills, you get a lot of practice with, and that's a critical time to practice it. So because I was able to build the course from scratch, I had a lot of flexibility to do what I wanted to do, and really based off of what I saw the young people needed, it was able to be a huge benefit and to work out really, really well. So before we get started though, I'm going to turn my camera off for just a moment so you all can see the QR code. The QR code takes you to our link tree for Recipes.ROP, rite of passage, right? So you all can see the TikTok, the Instagram, the Facebook, the YouTube channel, any and everything you need to know about the course, the box. So I'm gonna wait for a moment so y'all can see that. All right, so I will also hold that up and put that back up again towards the end. And being honest, right, when I was creating my background, I did not account for all of this hair. So I know you all can't see the QR code now, so I'm trying to make sure we make that adjustment. But anyway, here we go. So when I asked Brian and Tamaya to join me, I gave them some questions I wanted them to think about. So the first question is what grade, right? What grade were you in when you took the course? If you could tell us where you are in life, how old you are now. Brian, you go first.
Oh, okay. I believe I was in eighth grade. I think, yeah, that was eighth grade. When I first took the course, it was very, it was an eye opener at the beginning because we were learning how to be dominant in being a leader and just how we can grow from ourselves, at the beginning. And where I am now from then, it has really helped me with what I want to do because I want to motivate and reach students and adults, various of groups of people. So it has really helped me with opening up to speak and to help catch anyone who needs that help in that structure.
Maya?
I definitely, okay, so I started class in the eighth grade also. When I first got there, I was kind of scared because I definitely didn't like speaking, or I definitely had like a lot of anxiety, and definitely the course now, I kind of wish I wish it was here, like where I am now. And it affected me a lot. I didn't, again, like I said, I didn't have a voice, but once I left the course, I was like, hey, I'm speaking my mind. Whatever I want to say, I'm gonna say it. So that's where I am now. Now I have a voice. Now I know what I'm doing. It kind of helped me. It guided me to different places, and now I got a lot more confidence, and it definitely helped me a lot.
I'm gonna say a couple of things. I remember you said that you didn't have a voice during the course, but it changed. Like I watched as you slowly but surely started to find your voice. You did start speaking up more, and I'm like, okay, good. That was a great takeaway. And some of what you said to Maya, you said you wish that the course was there with you, and so maybe just different themes to refer back to, perhaps. So that is part of the reason why this shift. So instead of being in one place, in one district at a particular set of middle schools, because they did it for the whole middle schools where you all took it, both of the middle schools now, but this is definitely something teens, adolescents everywhere can benefit from, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and Brian, you were saying that towards the beginning, you said you weren't really sure what to expect, but then you realized you were kind of learning more about yourself, and then you could go on to be a leader. I think that's huge. Like I can't smile enough as an educator. You know, like yes, like that was the point. Really, it really was starting with you, because that's my personal belief is once you all know who you are and you start to understand and get yourself, you can learn and do anything at that point.
Right.
Really. So that was the point. So I literally have goosebumps. I had to say that. So like I said, I wasn't going to get too emotional talking to you all, but here we go. So what was your most memorable or favorite lesson or piece of the course? And it might be different because again, y'all took it at different points in the years as it was kind of maturing and going in different directions.
Am I going first or?
Yes, let's switch it up.
Okay, so my favorite lesson, sorry, my dog. My favorite lesson was when we did the debate. I definitely liked being able to speak my mind, and it helped me like learn like the steps in the process of like justice or opinions. Like before I didn't really know like the levels that you have to go through to get to this point or the levels you have to go through to get to that point. Like I didn't know, I definitely did not, sorry, I'm getting kind of, I definitely did not know that there are things that you have to go through before you get to like the big picture or like, let me refer back to my messages. My yeah, and it helped me kind of see what the world was like. It was like a little small debate, a little lesson about, you know, gun violence and everything. And I really didn't know, hey, you have to go through this, you have to answer these questions. You can't pick a side without actually knowing, hey, there's two sides to a story. So I was like, I like this lesson. It was my favorite. It was definitely my favorite.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Brian.
So for me, it was a little bit different because, yeah, we were at the very beginning. I think what we touched base on that was really big that year was our careers. We focused big on our careers, and my career path has changed because then I still want to be an entrepreneur, but it wasn't based off of speaking or anything. It was mainly me just trying to figure out what type of business I was even going to have or start. So
I remember
things
that. I
have
feel like we talked
really,
about that like once a month, a couple,
yeah,
times. I was like, "Do you have any ideas for what kind of business yet?" You were like, "No, not yet." I'm like, "It's okay. You're in
yeah.
eighth grade. It's okay."
It took it took a very long time, but it was well worth it. But yeah, I think that would be one of the biggest things, just focusing on the career at so early of an age. Even though I know I wanted to be an entrepreneur, it's just hard just to figure out exactly of what.
Okay, cool. So that's still, that still was a big component, but I think it was addressed a little bit differently by the time Tamaya came through, because a lot of the things they looked at, whether it was like your communication style, then we did personality types, right? And so you will kind of see that's what you remember, I'm sure.
I
Like,
remember that.
yeah, for that cluster, what on paper would they say you would be good at? So, we just looked at it a lot of different ways and often kind of cycled back, especially with those conversations with the professionals too. But Brian, if you want to, I'm gonna give you this opportunity to go ahead and give yourself a plug for your TikTok, for your motivational speaking business you're working
Yeah.
on. You have to seize these moments, Brian. Go
I
ahead.
forgot. Okay, so I have started making videos. I'm trying to do it more frequently, but I am on TikTok. It's just daily motivation. If you have any feedback, you can leave feedback. If you have any questions or if you have anything that'll help me come up with more content for you all, that would be great. but my TikTok is underscore. Can I put it in the chat, or do I have to say it also?
Do both. Do both.
Just okay.
Mhm.
My TikTok is underscore Brian, BRIANN ._. And you can check out any of the videos that I post there. That's where my content will be starting at.
Mhm. Cool, cool. And no worries, Brian, when we do release the video, right? So then I'll make sure you're tagged as well. So no worries.
Okay.
I got you. Y'all, so these big moments, and I often have these kind of conversations, and it starts getting awkward for adults. Y'all are right on this cusp now. But when I talk to them about speaking more with young people about what they don't like, right? Because think about how often do people ask you what you like or don't like about a class, a course, or just even parenting stuff, interacting right with your parents or other adults in your space. Not a whole lot, if we're going to be real. So, same kind of thing. Y'all know I try to model what I talk about. So, what was y'all's least favorite thing? Dun, dun, dun. What was your least favorite part?
Mine was when I first got to the class. Like I said, I didn't like speaking, and we definitely did a lot of that and like answering questions, and I did not like that. But I grew out of it. Now I'm like, hey, pick me. So I definitely didn't like speaking or like answering questions, but I grew out of it.
I remember that so well now that you say it, because I remember, I think you asked me something one day. I don't know if you asked me something, if you wrote me a note on the side, because you were like, why are you getting in our business? Like, you keep asking us stuff about us, but I was just trying to, I was just trying to get to know you all. And it wasn't super personal things, obviously. Let me go ahead and say that. It wasn't anything super personal at all. It was like, what's your favorite color? Why? What's your least favorite candy from Halloween? What's your favorite little things like that? But again, that was also kind of a nod, a window to me that maybe my young people aren't being asked things about themselves a whole lot,
Yeah, I definitely.
Right.
We had a sub that took over for a very good amount of time. Things transitioned. It went from, being more up and active to being like in our seats more often. We did a lot of vocabulary. It was really basically just vocabulary, which is not bad, but it was like we know that there was more to the class, but we at the time, because of the sub that we had vocabulary, and we did a lot of just writing.
Yes, y'all. So let me go ahead and say this. So that is when I was actually on maternity leave. So it was an immediate transition. When I returned. And so we came back and we just moved along and, reset the culture. Sometimes we have to do that. And, and that's a real thing, whether it's in the classroom, I'm gonna say this, or if it's in the house, sometimes we have to press pause and do what we need to do to shift, to reset the culture. So that is what we did at that time, because, I had a particular vision, I'll say. All right, y'all. So big moment. What has the course taught you all? So what did it teach you? How can you see you've used it over the years, right? Because at this point, y'all are alumni. At this point, y'all are the big dogs. So what has it taught you? How are you using it?
You can go first.
Okay, I was gonna ask. Okay, so overall, the course taught me really a lot of structure. I mean, even though we did a lot of vocabulary, some part of that year, I actually did pay attention to what I was doing. But yeah, it did teach me a lot of structure, and also just how to be open with what I wanted to do, regardless of how other people looked at it, because in my class, we had a couple of people that, even though they might not have said it, but their face said it all. So it was a little judgment there, but the fact that we all knew what we wanted to do, and we were going to do, whatever we had to, just to see that through and just to get that done. So yeah, the class has really taught me just to, go out there and get it done, regardless of who's gonna congratulate you or who's gonna look at you any certain type of way. Because I mean, you're gonna always have people that's gonna have something negative to say, you know. But you just brush it off and you keep going.
Well spoken. Well spoken. So this course has taught me that, no matter the way of the world or how society is, you always have a voice, you always have a reason. Like there's a reason that you're here, and that people actually like you know what you're doing. You can't back down from it. And I'm actually happy that I ended up in that class, because I definitely would not be where I am today without that class.
So thank you both. And a couple of things. So Brian, what you said first, when you say structure, I wanted to give it a little bit of context just in case people weren't aware, but hopefully you're referring to like the pacing, helping you all with your organization, things like that. Because for some people, we have to define it, is the reality.
Right.
So,
I understand. But yeah, that's exactly what it was. We were very organized. Yes. Very, very organized and neat. Like I feel like our teacher might have had some OCD or something, but but we were very neat, and I have kept it with me to a certain extent.
That's, you know what, and so what you just said too, before I comment on something Tamaya said. So you said you kept some of it, like you made it your own, basically, right? So what if I told you that was how I named the box? Because the box has a different name than the course. It's recipes, because what do we know about recipes? You kind of follow what's on paper, but then when you get more comfortable, you add your own little sprinkles, right, and everything, right? And you're moving differently. Like now it's your recipe. This is the Brian specialty. Is the Tamaya special, right? So that's actually how I named the box. Give you these basic tools, and then you insert yourself. You make it your own. Look, I didn't even tell you that. Haha.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
It's Tamaya. You said, I'm trying to think. What did you say? It was something you said that made me. I lost it. I don't know. It was something. I went down that tangent. Y'all know I get excited. Y'all, I'm sure y'all remember that. I get excited, and I have to, I can't pass up teachable moments. I don't know what to say about it. I can't. They're very impactful. I don't know.
She spoke real big on purpose, like how it allowed her to open up, and then she felt as if she had a voice. Mm-hmm. It gave her the chance to use her voice, mm-hmm, without being silenced about anything.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, and those were all goals. Like we said, just different, like it's so layered. The course is really so layered, and it did evolve over the years as I could see, okay, well, I need more of this, maybe not as much, and just the merging still some of your academics with the soft skills. And I was going to be a little bit funny and say, in terms of the organization as well, I'm super shocked that nobody said the Thursday organization checks were y'all's least favorite. I'm floored, because y'all used
to get a grade for that, right?
Yes, and y'all used to pout, but you know what? Now y'all see the benefit, so it's not even your least favorite. But then those days, I wish I had a camcorder, a webcam, where we can go back and see. Flashback how y'all used to act about those Thursday organization checks.
I will organize mine right before I got to your class.
Mm-hmm. My trash can would have to get emptied a few times that day. But it got better throughout the year because y'all came to expect it, and it was much more streamlined. It got better, but at first, it was always super, super interesting. Super interesting. All right. Well, I thank y'all so much. Any last minute thoughts?
Dang, I had something to say, but I forgot it.
Okay. See, you've been hanging with your teacher too much. I don't know.
I used to do that remember I used to do that in class. I used to I have to write this down because I'm gonna forget.
Yes. Yeah. And I remember you made that adjustment, but sometimes we have to do that. And that's what I should have done when you were speaking a moment ago.
I was gonna say that when we did the little career cluster thing, mm-hmm, my career kind of changed a little bit. I still want to be in the medical field, but it's not like a surgeon. It's definitely like I want to be in the medical field, but I want to be a paramedic instead of a surgeon.
Okay.
Something kind of easier, and I'll ease my way into like going back to school.
Okay. Cool. And then your pursuit of your lifeguard certification, everything that is kind of in line with that. I see you being a smart cookie. I see you.
Yeah, with my CPR certification.
Mm-hmm. Okay.